Okay, as feared, I accidentally cut the video out. So, yeah, and it doesn't help that I literally have sweat dripping from my face onto my screen. I'm not a fan of touch screens, I'm not gonna lie. They literally, I wish so bad they hadn't made them the only kind of screen. Because it just makes it so hard to shoot videos if you have gloves on or anything, and you have to buy special gloves. But you know how it is in our country these days. It's everything's literally designed to just milk you for money. I mean, like, for example, I'm not monetized, but eventually, like, companies are going to be making money through advertising through me. Anyone who watches this watches advertising to watch anything I put out, but I don't benefit from it. I'm just out here wasting my time, risking my safety and my health for the hope that eventually someday I get enough views to improve my life. But yeah, that's the skateboard I just found. And to have a little bit more fun and to avoid getting hurt and also be able to dab my face, which is just dripping with sweat right now because it's like 60% humidity and about 90 degrees. We're going to try something here. I'm going to test my spear throwing skills. It's been a long time. See if I still got it. Got my trusty Ozark Trail collapsible stick. Alright, here we go. Not bad, not bad. Done worse. I've seen worse at least. Okay. Right. Trying to actually clip my backpack. That's how I accidentally exited the last video. It's supposed to be all one video, which is frustrating. Like some of you, I'm actually going through a hard time in my life right now, just trying to make the most of it. And some of these things I would otherwise just be seeing by myself, but I decided to start sharing it. So, huh? I don't know. You think that bat's still good enough to hit a home run? I don't think so. So, one reason I'm out here is to inform you about stuff like this, and also just to give you a little entertainment if you're bored enough to watch something like this. If you are bored enough to watch something like this and you'd like to watch more dumb stuff like this, subscribe down below. It is greatly appreciated and means more to me than you know. And I do not forget those who do. Put a smile on my face, so to speak. So, one reason why you're here today is I'm going to start cleaning up out here. I'm going to start picking up some of this stuff. There's other volunteers and stuff doing it too, but as you can see, it's a work in progress. Today, I am going to be picking these up, disposable vapes. Now, here's the reason why. If you look around YouTube, you can find a lot of videos on DIY and how-tos on things you can do with such vapes. Okay, this is disturbing. That's creepy. See, now, like, why is this here? I don't think I even want to know. Finding the baby doll in the same place where you're also finding beer bottles and rubbers. Yeah, what on earth is that? It's like a squishy ball. It's like really squishy. It's like squishy. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. And this is something we always gotta watch out for because, oh, didn't see that spider. That's crawling on me now. And here's another. We'll be encountering a lot of these. That's why we're here. And that's why I decided to let you tag along. Look at this. Another one right there. Once I get to a better staging point, I'll pull my bag back out and I'm a curious kitty. Don't see anything in it. Oh, speaking of which, so Voodoo Tactical. Kevlar lined military police style gloves. Literally just awesome. I love these. I've used these in a lot of professional work. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm giving them a shout out. Excellent brand. The only problem with them is they're not sold in enough stores. Like I said, when YouTube finally allows me to share links, I will share a link below. Or you can always just go to Google and look them up. Alright, got a bit of a challenge here. Especially since, like I said, I washed these recently and forgot to stretch them while they're still wet, so they're kind of tough and rigid. Makes it kind of hard to have flexibility with them. Also kind of just scavenging to see if there's anything interesting. Another disposable vape. Another TV. And I mean, I don't feel like carrying this up right now, but these even got stuff in them that's very useful. I don't know what that is. Oh, what was that? Just felt something on my face. Mostly just opening up any containers I find in case there's something worth showing you. Alright, well, I think I've got myself kind of cornered here. Trying to figure out if I can climb back up around here. Now, if you haven't seen the last video, which is part 1 of this video, like I said, I've always enjoyed this kind of stuff. Not like wandering around in garbage. This I'm not really enjoying too much. But challenging climbs and stuff, it's fun. Once had a dream of being married. Or at least just having a girlfriend to do this with. But these times, I've never been big for the whole online dating thing. I grew up in an era where people still dated normally, and another one. And online dating was the option, not the only way. And unfortunately, people don't trust in their pheromones anymore. People go by what their eyes desire, so I never did find anyone to do this stuff with, which is another reason you get to be here with me today, because if I wasn't alone, I would be simply just sharing this memory with that person. Unfortunately, hey, do you want a guy who knows how to cook and will always be loyal to you and loves nature and would love to go hiking with you? Is not a key selling point these days. It's more so, hey, you know, I scored a lot of points playing high school football. I was a stud. I had 50 girlfriends. I've had 500 sins. I drive a Lamborghini. I have a high-paying job. I think I'm really awesome. Look at my six-pack. And I have a very pretty face. And that kind of is an impressive resume these days. If these actually meant anything to me, it'd almost be like a gold mine. Hey! Never been much for sports. But good old real football happens to be my #1 favorite. I almost might have to keep this. I also got some, I guess I don't know what to say, like, because they're from all over, Guatemala, Venezuela, I mean, all over. But got some neighbors that I'll just say are of Latino descent. And their kids all play real football. And so I think this soccer ball is good enough to bring back for them to use. Because they like playing football. And I don't blame them. It's an awesome sport. And the only problem is trying to figure out how to get it back up. I think I'm just going to have to put it in my bag. So I'm going to let it meet us down there. Whee! But for those of us who identify as soccer, still, I've always loved playing it. And I apologize if I'm talking too much. I have no problem shutting up. I just see that most people on here talk a lot, so I'm assuming that's kind of a thing. What is that? Zephyr like Ryan store. Huh. Don't know what that is. Must be for food or something. Oh my, alright. Whoo! Okay, I'm gonna pause this for a moment. Also kind of nervous because story is told that a couple years ago they supposedly found an unalived person here. So I'm like really hoping that doesn't happen. Patron bottle's still intact. Oops. Alright. Keep accidentally hitting buttons. As long as I don't accidentally hit the power button again, we're good. That looks like a nice little basket. Looks like a interlocking nylon. So many spiders. Oh my! I'm trying not to fall. Wow, it is. What's that doing down here? That's a nice basket. It's in good condition too. I think I'll keep it. I am certain I can use it for something. Wow. Definitely one of my least favorite sports just because I was bullied by the entire team in school. However, if given the opportunity, it definitely would have been fun to play because over the years I did learn how to throw a pretty wicked spiral. Look at that. That was perfect condition. Not a smudge on it, nothing wrong with it. Alright, well, definitely keeping it. You know, the kids next door will definitely love it. Their parents are poor, so it's always a good way to win a little good repertoire with your neighbors, is if you can help them out a little bit. So I got a good basket, got a brand new football. Wow, we're winning today. Not even much of a, I guess you'd call him a dumpster diver or something. Alright. continue on. I guess apparently like this goes all the way down to a street, and that's how the unalive person was found. Guess somebody like reported smelling something every day they were going by. So they finally did some digging, and turned out they weren't too far because this just keeps going down. So, you know, if rain and stuff just kind of washes everything down over time. A lot of golf balls too. There's another vape. You know, take the lighter too if it's got any fuel, just because the butane is really bad for the environment. Nope, it's empty. Like I said, the plan is to come back for all this. Just there's other volunteers, and they got like vehicles and stuff they bring out and fill up. So I'm just doing what I can and showing you something you can do too. You can not only do your part to prevent stuff like this and simply just not being a lazy oaf and walk over to the trash can and throw it away, or you can also pick up stuff like this and do your own little DIY, but follow safety guidelines. Don't be a dummy. You can very easily hurt yourself playing around with such things, such as the other night I tried doing one myself and accidentally short-circuited a battery. It definitely made me nervous. I don't like working with electronics, so definitely be careful. Don't hurt yourself. And there's also programs where even if you're not doing any DIY projects, you can still do your part and take them to your nearest recycling center or whatnot and dispose of them there. The environment and your community will appreciate it. Here's another one. I think that's a good level out point to set my bag down for a moment and take a little break. I'm really thankful the mosquitoes aren't too bad. I actually hadn't planned on coming down this far, but hey, got lucky today. Stay tuned for more, and if you want to see more stuff like this, including just like little tips on good products to use for the outdoors and stuff. Like I said, I got 20 years of hiking experience. I'm also an outdoorsman by career, so I got all sorts of tips and tricks for you that I definitely intend on sharing. I got a wealth of knowledge that I do not have anyone to pass it on to. I don't have any children or anything, so you guys get to be the lucky ones who get to know everything I know. Yeah, Top Flight's okay. Personally, more of a Callaway man myself. Not for the name brand, but just because I've always kind of liked Callaways. But Top Flight is definitely one of the top brands. Definitely a brand that I use to soar my golfing career as a high schooler. Win a few tournaments. I'm going to stop blabbing and pause for a minute and give you a break too. Found me a binocular. Part of a binocular. What is that? Ew! Looks like it got dookie on it. Do. Found a couple more vapes. But I'm also not seeing a couple more vapes either. I found a couple, and I'm not seeing a couple. Where's a couple more, man? Shut up. weird little plastic baby I found? I didn't bring it with me. How'd I just hear it? Wow. A lot of you probably don't know what this is, but for you fellow millennials, you recognize that as what was formerly a Motorola Razr. This too, I'll put it in since it's small enough. And yikes, get off, you mean ant. Definitely. Okay, I'm gonna put my bag on. Okay, things I'm going to take back up, put in this tire here. Got really, really mean carpenter ants out here. And by really, really mean, I mean they like to bite. That's not one. There's one right there. They are not nice. They're very mean, very invasive. They will get in your pants and bite your willy. Oh, there's so many buttons I'm trying not to touch on my screen. Some sort of children's toy. Shake for use. Pineapple. What? Oh my god. Whatever this is, it's full. It's full and heavy. Do not refill. Food and beverage. Oh, nitrous oxide. Ooh, okay. I'm just gonna set that right there. In fact, I'm gonna just kind of tuck it right there. There. And I'll put this nice big happy rock next to it. Just to ensure that if it decides to get excited and go boom, it's not gonna hurt somebody. Because that is a gnarly canister right there. And I feel very uncomfortable being anywhere near it. So we're gonna get away. Get away, get away, get away now. I feel like that's a song. I think it is. Oh, look at all these components. I'm just not nerdy enough to have a use for them. Sorry. Pretend to be a monkey. Oh. What is... Wow. What do you have to do to a baseball bat to do that to it? Ah. I'm getting mosquito bites all over. Very itchy. Very, very, very itchy. There's the inside of a vape. That's kind of what we're going for. Turns out the little batteries are reusable. There's one. Not gonna lie, I can't wait to get out of here. It's just all the mosquitoes. don't know how much more, how farther I can go. Or maybe I'll pretend, yeah, I'm a cat. I'm gonna be a squirrel. I think even smaller be like down here. I'm so sorry, I'm not trying to be immature. Oh my god, another one. What is... Oh, you know what? Punk kids. And by punk kids, I mean kids who just like... I knew them in high school. Same kind of dudes that get all the girls, but actually have no respect for women. They're loud, they're obnoxious, they always drive nice cars, spend a lot of money on. They have no respect for women. No respect for nature either. It must be why they're throwing these explosive canisters down here while they're still full. Sometimes the PD hangs out up here, so they must have gotten spooked after being followed. They like to race up and down the road and cause mayhem late at night and wake everybody up. Try to disturb and upset as many people as possible. PD follows them out here, they ditch the canisters, that way they get pulled over, they don't get busted with nitrous oxide. That is assuming that's the same stuff that you use as NOS in a vehicle. I don't know much about that stuff. I could never stand those dudes. They just weren't nice guys. They found their sense of self through putting others down or getting some. I was always friends with the dudes who were seeking their purpose in life, not just living in the moment. There's, that's an empty one. Nothing in it. Whoa, ah, cicada. Startled me for a second. There's one. Thankfully, these things are like brightly colored, so they're fairly easy to see. Also, if I offend anyone, I apologize. I'm just being blunt and honest. I'm not trying to make enemies. If you don't like anything I say, you don't have to listen to it. Okay. Here's another. Some of these areas, it's a lot easier to get into than to get back out. It literally requires you to get down on your hands and knees. If it wasn't a bunch of glass, could go prone. I'd really rather not. Ow. Okay. I'm kind of thinking this is like about as far as I can go. I can try to take you with me on my way back up, but I can't promise that it's a lot harder to make it back up. Ow! Aw. Spider webs. Dang it. Hopefully I can find a way to edit that out. Might get flagged for using a swear word. If that's considered a swear word, I don't know. Like I said, I'm very new to this stuff. I'm just never been a big YouTuber. Never been big into any sort of social media type stuff. Just kind of always preferred the natural way of life. Making friends the old-fashioned way. Getting dates the old-fashioned way. Which is why I don't have a whole lot in life. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I think this is about as far as we're gonna get. I don't see much other way down other than falling down on my hands and knees. See if I can find another path up. And we'll get going back up. It's just much easier said than done. Some of these areas I can't tell if I can actually get up that way or if it's just an illusion. I feel like it's just an illusion. There's one for paintball. Okay, is that where I came up? Or was it? Okay, it definitely wasn't here. I think this is where I came down last time. Oops. Dropped that one. Yeah, never been my recommended brand. I don't know if I could use that as a thumbnail. It's like a little corridor. No, not really. It's hard to find good thumbnails when it comes to this kind of stuff. Well, if you enjoyed this little adventure with me and would like to go on more little adventures like this, where we discover anywhere from just the normal beauty of nature to outrageous things like this and more, feel free to subscribe. If I didn't already say that, I don't know. Kind of tired. Okay, well, I'm gonna start climbing back up, and I'm gonna need 2 hands for that. So, hope you have a good day, and thanks for joining.